And don't be mistaken, it can work for lead generation. It's currently working for my chess client that I have. We've been very successful with the Performance Max campaign, and I think it's down to putting that video out there. I think that's really helped drive a lot more awareness and reach. But so it can work for lead generation. And like I said, if you're a new mechanic, or a new pressure washing company, or a new dentist in town, and you've got like a radius of 20 miles or whatever it could be, if you've got some really good YouTube content, or you want to put something out there just to kind of say, hey, I'm here, come and, we're on, I guess, Fifth Avenue. I don't even know. Or like, I don't know how you guys do blocks and things over there, but like, we're only like 5-10 minutes away. So pop in, order the new dish, try on some of the new clothes, bring your car in today for a free valet or whatever it might be, and drive custom that way. So it can be, again, another angle of attack, but you're advertising, you're getting your name out there, brand awareness, and it can work quite well.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the PPC Cave with your host, Gene Villanos. And look who we have back today, Ryan Fenton. Do you want to say hi, Ryan, to all the subscribers that missed you last week?
Hi guys, how you doing? It's been a while. Yeah, I mentioned in one of the comments on the last video that Gene put up, just moved house, just really crazy for me at the moment. So I had to take a couple of weeks off just to kind of get settled in the new place. And I don't have the fancy office anymore. So, you won't see the cool backgrounds anymore. It's going to be a little bit different from here on out, but it's still me, still providing the same value in terms of content for the channel. And yeah, just excited to be back. And I think we should all just kind of come together and say thank you to Gene for, picking up where I kind of, left the slack a little bit. And, he kind of picked up and ran with it. Did a really great, yeah, you did a really good video last week. And yeah, really, really glad to be back. But thank you so much, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. We're a team here, as I was telling Ryan earlier. And, even though we're a team, and sometimes I'll have to do some solo stuff and maybe Ryan, but it's always great to have both of us together back at it again as we continue our series. What campaign type should I run? We're getting closer to the end of this series. I think we only have a couple episodes more to go, but this episode 13, we'll be discussing Google Ads, video, and YouTube campaigns and their best practices in 2024. So we've actually talked a little bit about this, obviously, beforehand, and I don't have much, in regards to actual YouTube at campaigns best practices, but I do understand the Performance Max video side of that, and I could just go quickly through that, and Ryan will have a lot of the floor today because he was gone last week, so you'll get to hear his lovely accent and lovely voice for the majority of this episode. But with Performance Max video, and this is some of the stuff that we've already discussed, but really understanding that this is a portion of Performance Max that, in my opinion, is only going to get a little bit more and more weight on it, especially with what's going on with just how we search, or what's going on with Google being a mobile first index. A lot of what we consumed, as Ryan will allude to later on, is through YouTube or through video. And, we consider YouTube a search engine. So understanding that this component within your Performance Max campaign is super, super vital for you to be able to really understand the full purchase path of your particular purchasers or particular potential customers, as that's what Performance Max is basically meant to be, is to understand the full path from search back into your Gmail. Okay, 5 hours later, let me watch a YouTube video. It's still on that path of maybe being able to retarget or remarket, and maybe through a video ad on YouTube to just kind of stay top of mind for whatever the searcher is looking at in maybe that day or even a week or whatever time parameter that is. So really understanding the vitality of saying, hey, when you go into your audience section in your Performance Max, your audience signals, understanding to really fill that out, detailed demographic. A lot of the times you have a client that might only sell women's clothing. I have a client that sells women's clothing. Well, I'm not going to go ahead and exclude men or women from. I'm just going to make sure that it's only women that's showing, because that's the worst thing that you would want, is showing a YouTube ad to a man and it's showing up for skirts and boots and all these things that maybe a man wouldn't buy. So just making sure that the detailed demographics of, okay, what gender, if that's applicable, is put in there. Any life events, if you're maybe a person that remodels or a contractor, maybe it'll benefit you to tick that little check mark off on Performance Max that this person has to be a homeowner. Things like that, to make sure that the YouTube ad and the video ad is showing up in opportune time and not in a random time. Any other affinities or groups or type of in-market groups where it's a particular a specific product or a specific lifestyle, all of those things are super important to go in and fill out, so that your YouTube video is showing up for relevant people that are watching. And also making sure that not only is your final URL on your Performance Max detailed to what you're showing. I don't really like going to I would say a homepage. If I'm selling basketball shoes, make it go to the basketball shoes collection. That's something that I always do on the final URL for Performance Max. But understanding that the YouTube video itself should have descriptions and should have a link to your particular store, because they could click that and go directly to that particular YouTube video. And if they don't see anything under descriptions, then you're losing someone that doesn't have a clear call to action. Another thing that I really want to, kind of let y'all know is the shorter it is, the better. Me and Ryan do YouTube shorts, or Ryan does our YouTube shorts, and he can tell you that someone's attention span on YouTube shorts is probably like 7 seconds. It's like maybe a Vine, basically. If y'all remember Vine, 7 seconds, right? Yeah, you remember? Yeah, we're that old. So people were like, "What's Vine?" Well, Vine is just a social media platform back then, only 7 seconds. So for me, I would say around 10 seconds, not longer than a minute or so. You want to be able to be short and concise, because at the very least, you're already interrupting somebody if it's, like an in-stream ad or a pre-roll. It's not like someone is searching this YouTube video of your ad and wanting to watch that ad. They're searching something maybe a little bit irrelevant, or maybe relevant, but not exactly. So you're kind of interrupting them. So making it short makes it a little bit more of a digestible media, and not long and not boring, just straight to the point. Also, make sure you're utilizing the different video aspect ratios, vertical, or like mobile friendly. That'll show up during the YouTube shorts. So making sure that we take advantage of that, because like I mentioned before, there's a lot of scrolling on mobile phones, and that's usually how we search. But also utilizing landscape, where it's more of a desktop, like a full 1080 rectangular video for people that are searching on desktop, which in my opinion might have an overall higher intent purchase for someone on desktop, as opposed to just maybe like watching a YouTube video at 10 p.m. at night ready to go to sleep, so maybe it's more actionable on desktop. But yeah, those are quick things, quick hits. Oh, and the very last thing is just making sure that you do have your exclusions in place. If you remember going onto your Performance Max campaign, click that on the left side, content placements, and then you could do placement exclusions. If there's an irrelevant YouTube channel or YouTube video, maybe about kids' toys, take that out. Or if it's a sports app and you're selling rakes for your garden, take that out, so just make sure that you're on top of that, where you're excluding these places where it could be an irrelevant person looking at your PMax or your YouTube video. So that's basically it for me. Like I said, I don't have much on this, but I know Ryan is really going to fill in the gap with the value here. So take it away, Ryan.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, brother. Yeah, I think, Performance Max and YouTube, they work really well. And a lot of the times people don't upload videos to Performance Max. And I think you're kind of missing a trick there, especially if you're in a very niche environment. I've talked before, I have a chess client on the books, and nothing I did seemed to work until I launched a Performance Max campaign for them. And they're not e-commerce, they're just lead generation. And the reason why I wanted to launch a Performance Max campaign in the first place was because I wanted to push out a video. They didn't have any video content, and this is kind of nicely transitioning from, Gene, where you've talked about Performance Max, to what I'm going to be talking about, more so about YouTube. But it's nice to have a promotional video, like a really high quality promotional video about the business, or just engaged content, I think is really good. That's updated regularly and has a lot of different video content on the channel is fine to push out there as ads. But promo video is good, but not always needed. And this is the thing, is that the chess client I have, they don't have any video content. Would have cost a lot of money to get some, and it would have taken up a bit of time. We wanted something up and running quite quick. And with Performance Max, you can create slideshow type of content and upload that to video. It's not ideal, it's not perfect, but it does the job. And you can get some really good engagement. You can get some really good views and clicks from those types of videos. It's not the best by any means, but if you're working with a client who has a limited budget or time restrictions or whatever it might be, and they want something out there, then, running a video campaign through Performance Max, just because you can create a video in Performance Max, is a good sort of like option to do. So that's just something that I think, Gene, you didn't really touch upon, that I thought was still like valuable in terms of Performance Max. But yeah. So in terms of running an actual video campaign, what does it look like? What are the benefits? So I'm going to go through some of the benefits and then kind of a little bit more how-to type of content, really. But one of the main things is it is kind of a cost-effective way of advertising. We look at things like, radio and billboards, and I don't know. I mean, how many people listen to the radio anymore on the way to work or wherever it might be? I'm not really sure. And I know billboards, they kind of do their job a little bit, but can be very, very expensive. Whereas I think if you're a local business and you're trying to promote, if you're a mechanic, a garage, what do you guys say over there? Garage?
Garage.
Like if you're taking the car in? Garage?
Garage, yeah.
Garage, yeah. So I have to check. But this is the thing, is that if you're a new garage or garage or mechanic or dentist or whatever you might be, a good way of kind of advertising to the locals is through YouTube. Just advertise to a local kind of demographic, and then you're getting your name out there. You're appealing to more masses, because a lot more people, I'm going to put myself out there and say this, that a lot more people watch YouTube than they do listen to the radio these days or take notice of billboards. I think billboards, you kind of see them, but you easily forget them. For me, they're not that memorable. I don't know. We're so used to being advertised to. And you might say, well, Ryan, so many people, they skip the video ads. They're not interested. But if you just catch the right type of people, yes, there's always going to be a significant drop off of 100%, maybe down to 75%, 50%, 25% of people that actually watch the whole ad. But if you can target the right type of people, then you're appealing to the masses, at least in the localized way and a localized sort of like reach. So it can be really, really good. And this is the other thing, is that it's a really good way of reaching a wide range of people and advertising to a lot of people at the same time. Because again, YouTube, funnily enough, is like the second biggest search network. And you wouldn't really think that search engine, because Google is number one. And you might say, well, Bing search could be number two. But consider how many people use YouTube and how many people search for how to or what is Like, what is the best way to do X? How can I do X? People use YouTube to learn, to watch entertainment for so many different reasons. So it is actually the second largest search engine, which is interesting. So the fact is that if you can advertise on YouTube with the right type of content, then you're growing your brand, you're reaching a wider range of people from different backgrounds, and getting more traffic, potentially more traffic to your website. But at the very least, growing your brand. People will may see your video, may not, but the ones that do, it may be advertising to them to the first time. They may have never heard of your brand before. So it's a different angle of approach. It's a different angle of attack. You're going after, rather than just using Google Shopping, rather than just using, the Google search engine campaigns types of thing, you're advertising on YouTube, which is a different approach, a different channel, and your audience might be hanging out there. This is one of the reasons why I love to run Performance Max campaigns from time to time. I love standard shopping, don't get me wrong, but to get data inside an account really, really quick, I like to run Performance Max campaigns. And not all of the time your target market, your audience, are on the shopping channel or they're on the search engine results page. They might be in Gmail, they might be in YouTube, they might be on the Discovery Network. You don't really know. But with Performance Max, you can run that campaign and identify where your market, where your audience, where your customers are hanging out, and then double down on it. So it might be, oh, they are on YouTube. Let's put out more YouTube content and drive more traffic through the website through YouTube and hopefully get more leads or more sales or whatever it might be. So anchoring and using Performance Max and then identifying what platform, your market hanging out at, double down on that. And then advertise using a standard shopping campaign, for example, 100% of the budget on shopping, a search campaign, 100% of the budget on the search engine results page, a YouTube channel, creating a video campaign where the 100% of the budget is going to YouTube. So I think Performance Max and YouTube can work hand in hand. But like I said, it's a good way of identifying new customers, where your target market is hanging out, and just a different angle of approach. I'm gonna take a quick drink and let Gene. Have you got any thoughts so far on anything I've said there? Or
No, yeah. I mean, it's important to understand that with video nowadays is it's something that it's going to be always in our face. I watch YouTube several times each day, and sometimes I watch YouTube just to listen to things I could probably just listen on Spotify, but I still have the YouTube on. And trust me, every 20 minutes, 10 minutes, there's always that pre-roll. There's always that skip. I don't pay for the premium. So, and definitely, even though it is sometimes an annoyance, but I feel like there is that subliminal messaging where if it's hit you so many times, you're like, oh, maybe I should try HelloFresh, or maybe I should go get some Gymshark stuff. I don't know. But yeah, I totally understand.
and this, that's interesting that you say that, because not a lot of the time people do interact with the ads. I would probably bet money that 80% of us actually just click that skip ad as soon as it pops up, that 5, or
Yeah.
we're just waiting, right, for it to go to
Mhm.
skip ad. But the thing is if and this is why remarketing is important, especially on YouTube and Performance Max. If you're seeing that ad time and time again for HelloFresh or whatever it might be, then it's kind of ingrained into you a little bit, and you might think, what, actually, yeah, let me try HelloFresh, for example, or another brand or whatever it might be. Let me try the new Nike shoes, or let me try the new restaurant that's in town or something like that, because I've seen the ad 3, 4, 5 times now. You're not going to hope to see the ad again on YouTube and then click on it when you do see it. You're probably going to think, okay, what was it called? And then new restaurants in my area, and you're going to perform normal Google searches. So this is why, and I was kind of going to leave with this a little bit at the end, but it makes sense to kind of address it now. You're not always going to see your YouTube campaign with conversions, with a lot of clicks and things like that. It's going to happen outside of that. It's going to happen in search campaigns. It's going to happen in Performance Max campaigns. It's going to happen outside of that. It might even be direct traffic because, oh, let me try HelloFresh, so HelloFresh.com, and you're going to go do it because you remember the brand. So actually, you're not going to see it in the video campaign. You're going to see it in your other campaigns. So it is working, and don't be disheartened if you don't see the results that you are expecting to see after, 14 days, 30 days, 45 days, whatever it might be. Safe in the knowledge that it is working, but in the background, because how many people do interact with these ads? Not many. But if you advertise to the right people time and time again, they're going to load up Google on their mobile phone and search for that brand, search for that product, and convert that way. So that's just something to consider, really. But it is a good way to advertise products alongside your video as well, because so many a time, and this is what I wanted to say too, is that when you run a standard shopping campaign, for example, it's fine advertising on the shopping channel, but you don't really have that, especially if it's like a very product lifestyle. Maybe it's like gym wear, like workout wear, whatever it might be, athletic wear. You kind of want to see, okay, is it rugged? Is it just low quality cheap, or is it rugged? Can it withstand different exercises, squats, deadlifts, running, marathons, whatever it might be? So if you can put together a nice video and showcase that, and this is what the product looks like, it's not just a lifeless image of a product. This is somebody wearing it. This is how it fits. This is how it looks. This is the style of it. It really brings that product to life. And then having that on YouTube, linking it with your Google Merchant Center feed so that your products are alongside that. It's just hand in hand. If people are interested, they can click on the product straight away and go purchase it, rather than not advertising your product feed alongside the video and then people forgetting the brand unless you do remarketing, they're going to have to come back a different way. So it is a good way to advertise your products alongside the video. And don't be mistaken, it can work for lead generation. It's currently working for my chess client that I have. We've been very successful with the Performance Max campaign, and I think it's down to putting that video out there. I think that's really helped drive a lot more awareness and reach. But so it can work for lead generation. And like I said, if you're a mechanic and a new mechanic, or a new pressure washing company, or a new dentist in town, and you've got like a radius of 20 miles or whatever it could be, if you've got some really good YouTube content, or you want to put something out there just to kind of say, hey, I'm here, come and, we're on, I guess, Fifth Avenue. I don't even know. Or like, I don't know how you guys do blocks and things over there, but like, we're only like 5-10 minutes away. So pop in, order the new dish, try on some of the new clothes, bring your car in today for a free valet or whatever it might be, and drive custom that way. So it can be, again, another angle of attack, but you're advertising, you're getting your name out there, brand awareness, and it can work quite well. And this is also something you should consider, kind of ties in with that and what I mentioned earlier about you're not really going to see it happening. It's not really a conversion type of campaign. It's an awareness campaign. So many people think, okay, I'm going to, get as many conversions through this campaign as possible. But again, it doesn't really work like that, because not many people are interacting with the ad. They're going to convert other ways, such as through the search campaign, maybe a brand campaign, maybe direct, or through a Performance Max campaign. So you're not going to see it working. It works in the background. But remember, it's not a conversion-based campaign. It's an awareness. It's all about reach. It's all about targeting as many people as possible, getting your name out there and hoping for as many views as possible, as many clicks as you can get, and then people will convert other ways. So it is another layer of approach. It gives you that different angle of attack is the best way I can really describe it. Gene, any thoughts so far?
No, I think you're on a roll.
Thank you. Have you ever thought to run a YouTube campaign or a video campaign, or have you
Mm,
done anything with Performance Max with a video?
yeah,
I mean, you kind of
performance.
alluded to earlier.
Yeah, before. So the funniest thing is the way that I was like figuring out like, oh, this is something that needs to happen now. I was playing Xbox one day, and one of my gun holster clients showed up as I was trying to watch a YouTube video on my Xbox, and I was like, I did not make this video, and it just looked like a PowerPoint. It was so terrible, and I like looked onto the Performance Max, and there was no assets there. So that is one thing. If you don't do that on Performance Max, you don't link a particular YouTube video, they'll make it for you. We talked about this before. So that's why now I'm like really honing in, hey, let's just get something up that's actually us creating the video, not Google.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, I think in certain situations, like if you don't have a high quality production value type of promo video, you can get away with a slideshow type of thing just to convey the message and get that across, right? Do you think that's fair to say?
Yeah, I do for sure,
You don't. You can
but
disagree.
it's well, if you're bare bones, but I think the standard of what performance max video means nowadays, or especially in this type of 2024 that we're living in, the standard is higher. Where yeah, you can get
Mm,
away with that for sure. And that's why you or Google and YouTube do it. But you, even if you were to just go in and like make Canva slides or something, or just put it in there just as a video, it would just really help. But yeah, you can
yeah,
definitely get away with it.
cool, cool. So that's a little bit of information about, I think, why what the features and benefits are of running a video campaign and why you should consider running one. In terms of the actual setup, there's not really, in my opinion, that much to it. Of course, you want the video, or if it's going to be you want to create one, I think you can only really do it through Performance Max. So with a video specific campaign, you're going to want the content. And then you just write your normal ad copy as you would do, like we've talked in previous episodes, making sure that it's emotional based ad copy because we want people to click when they do see the ad if it's relevant to them. You know, we want to try and entice people in to continue watching the video and you know, fill out a contact form, make a purchase, whatever it might be. So the video, and I'm talking specifically about a video campaign now, the video should be somewhat engaging. You should really try and capture people within the first 5 to 10 seconds, essentially, because like Gene said before about Vine, you know, people's attention spans these days are quite shorter than what they used to be. So the high production television advertising that was in the like 90s and the noughties probably wouldn't really cut it today. And we still have really high quality, you know, TV ads, don't get me wrong, but short form content, you know, TikTok, Vine, like Gene said back in the day, you know, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook, Meta, whatever you want to call it, all of this is short term, it's quick, it's advertising. This is what the product is. This is why you should get it. Go get it, type of thing. It's not a long, drawn out story all the time, especially on social media or when it comes to Google Ads and advertising. So that's why I think keep it short and concise, like Gene said, for sure. But you know, it's all about the ad copy itself as well as the content of the video. So make it engaging, capture people in the first 5 seconds, and then they're going to stick around for longer to see what the offer is about. So that's something that I would say on that. But otherwise, it's all about the audiences. If you can set up your audiences to relate to the channels that are most like the product or service you're offering, you're going to get a more wider reach than if you don't include the audiences. So use your performance max. If you've run a performance max campaign, use the audience signal data that you have. If you've got a search campaign, look at the different audiences, the different demographics, you know, the people that are affinity and in market type of searchers and users. See who the most engaged people are for your product or service, and then play into that when you create the video campaign, and make sure that you're targeting the right people, the right type of channels, the right type of demographics. And then over time it's just a case of getting, you know, relevant views and potential clicks through from YouTube onto your website. So 100% all about your most engaged kind of audience members and segments. So focus on that and start small. You know, you don't have to do too much. Start with like a $10, £10 per day budget, you know, and just let it run. I would say let it run for 30 days, see how it goes. And you might be surprised. You might see that other campaigns start to have a bit more of an uplift. If nothing was working before, and then all of a sudden you've created a video campaign and your other campaigns are converting much more, then it might be coincidence. It might not. It might just be the fact that you didn't have, you weren't advertising where your target market were. Now that you've created a YouTube campaign, a video campaign, you're advertising where your target market are hanging out. All of a sudden there's more awareness about your product, your brand, your business. So it makes sense for them to convert through other campaigns because, again, the engagement is low. Most people will skip on YouTube ads because they just want the main form of the video and the main content that they're looking for. But when you get the right people, and if you show the right people the ad consistently, then over time they're going to come back. They're going to make a purchase. They're going to convert, but it might not be through the YouTube campaign. So that's why I said earlier, you might not see it work, but don't be disheartened. Let it run. And if you can afford to let it run £5 a day, £10 a day, then, over time, I think you'll see it come good. That's all I had, really. I mean, Gene, any final thoughts on anything I said there?
No, I mean, yeah, it makes sense that, attributing a particular conversion threshold on anything YouTube or anything display, basically, where primarily it's used for brand awareness or to remain top of mind for a particular offering or product, is lofty, but almost necessary to, like I said, stay on top of mind of those searchers that you've qualified through other ways on either search or shopping, or even like we talked about earlier, Performance Max. So I think it is good that you rounded it out and let people know that, hey, this is more of a blended conversion, to say the very least. Not to say that you won't get direct, but just kind of setting expectations. I think that was wise.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I think it's a campaign type that, is on the rise. I think a lot of people go straight for search. A lot of people go for shopping and Performance Max. But I'm starting to see video campaigns become more and more popular as YouTube, becomes more and more popular, So I think it is viable, and it's important that we discuss it. And if you guys are interested in seeing a bit more of a demo, a bit more of a how to create a YouTube campaign, a video campaign, email us at the ppccave@gmail.com, and we can definitely look at creating a video on the channel for that, walking you through the steps on how to create a YouTube campaign in Google Ads. That's not a problem. So just let us know, and we'll take care of that. Probably me, by the sounds of it. But does it
Yeah.
make you want to? Does it make you want to trial a YouTube campaign now after listening to what I've said, or are you just like, nah?
Yeah, I think I want to try it just because it's part of Google Ads. It's part of
Yeah.
Google Ads, and you can definitely see a lot with a little, just because of the sheer amount of users on YouTube, billions of views each day. So to be able to provide maybe a separated $2 to $5 spend, $10 spend a day, let it run and see if there's any adjacent conversions that are increased even on search or your other shopping campaigns or PMax. I think that's a worthy test to be had, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's that thing going around on social at the moment as well about the guys selling YouTube back in the day, I think for 1.65 billion or something. I saw that on like x.com. And then the side note of that was that since Google acquired it, like now YouTube makes 1.65 billion every 16 days or something like that. It's just crazy, the amount of popularity it has and how many people. And I love YouTube. I think it's such a great platform to learn, to really engage with. So I really do like it. But yeah, definitely would recommend many advertisers giving it a go with the small budget to start, and then scaling if they like what they see, essentially. But I'm going to leave it there. I think that's everything we needed to talk about in terms of a YouTube campaign. Like I said, if you want to kind of learn any more, if you want us to create a video specifically discussing how to create a YouTube campaign, a video campaign in Google Ads, drop us an email at the ppccave@gmail.com. And yeah, Gene, where can people find you if they want to learn more about you and what you have to offer?
GeneVillanos.com.
Cool.
There you go.
Any other platforms that you just?
No, I want all the traffic at Gene Villanos. No, yeah, you can see all the different social media handles that I have at GeneVillanos.com. But I am on TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, whichever way you want to reach me, I'm definitely there. So yeah,
Yeah, that's more
genevillanos.com.
like it. Yeah. No, I know you've got so many more socials than me, so I was waiting for those to kind of, I'm on
Yeah, it's a
X, I'm
lot.
on Twitter, I'm on it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I am on
Start
X too.
rolling
Yeah,
them off.
you forget.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I am on X too.
Are we calling it X now? Is that what Twitter's dead? Is it X.com now?
I just like saying I saw on Twitter or I tweeted. I still say that. I
Yeah,
don't know about you. I still
yeah.
do. You
Power
know.
of brand, isn't it? Is
Yeah.
it Facebook? Is it Meta?
I, s-
I don't know.
I think the people say meta ads nowadays to be, correct,
Uh,
but I still
I
refer to
see.
like, yo, do you see my Facebook message? Or like, did you see my
Yeah,
Facebook
exactly.
thing?
It's because we
It'll
old
take a
school,
while.
we're talking about Vine over here, so it's all good. But
Oh man.
yeah, if you're more interested in learning about what I have to offer as well, you can find me at ryanfentonppc.co.uk. I'm also on X at Ryan Fenton PPC. So feel free to reach out to me and tag me at me or whatever the kids are saying these days. Drop me an email. I offer audit services, consulting, monthly ongoing management. Gene, I'm pretty sure you offer the same, right? Consulting and management
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Consulting, management, all the above.
Yeah. We offer everything from e-commerce, lead gen. So if you're interested, get in touch. But I'm going to wrap it up. So thank you guys for watching. I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about next week, but make sure you stay tuned to the PPC Cave. And the next episode should be out in mountain time, I think. That's what you like to say, right? Mountain time. That's when the
12 a.m.
episodes get released. So yeah, I don't know where that is, but it's all good. So yeah, thanks for watching and thanks for listening to the PPC Cave. And we'll see you next week.